let's get started with this failed attempt at taking down Trump. Now, they can call him a felon right now, but let's see what Trump has to say about this. Let's see what Trump has to say about this. The radical Democrats have lost another pathetic, un-American witch hunt after spending tens of millions of dollars, wasting over 6 years of obsessive work that should have been spent on protecting New Yorkers from violent, rampant crime that is destroying the city and state, coordinating with the Biden-Harris Department of Injustice in lawless weaponization and bringing completely baseless, illegal, and fake charges against your 45th and 47th president, me. I was given an unconditional discharge. That result alone proves that, as all legal scholars and experts have said, there is no case. There was never a case, and this whole scam fully deserved to be dismissed. The real jury, the American people, have spoken by re-electing me with an overwhelming mandate in one of the most consequential elections in history. As the American people have seen, this case had no crime, no damages, no proof, no facts, no law, only a highly conflicted judge, a star witness who is disbarred, disgraced, serial perjurer, and criminal election interference. What more can I say? Today's event was a despicable charade, and now that it is over, we will appeal this hoax which has no merit and restore the trust of Americans in our once great system of justice. Make America great again. And complementing this reaction, we also have memes, and this is from one of my favorite accounts on X, Politirican with his memes, well, from the vault. You know how this works. And all the libtards are out there saying, oh no, we can call him a convicted felon. Well, we can call him a convicted felon now. Now you can call him a convicted felon. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. He is your president still. He will be your president. He hasn't even started. We're still how many days? How many days? Are 10 days? Are 10 days for Trump? It's like the elasticity. The case for the elasticity of January cannot be overstressed. That cannot be overstressed. Nobody cares about the convicted felon thing. And what's even funnier is Fox News says that the only protesters outside the courtroom in New York during Trump's sentencing were Trump supporters. We're Trump supporters. The left is completely demoralized. They have no fight. Exciting times ahead. And let's say what reporter Kerry Urban has to say about this. Have unmute. Now you can listen to her.
Matthew Colangelo, who used to be a top senior official at the Biden Department of Justice, who left that spot, took a pretty big career downgrade to go join Alvin Bragg and prosecute Donald Trump. He pointed him out and said, this is evidence that the Department of Justice was involved. That was his perspective. And then he said, and I thought this was a very effective line, he said, speaking to Judge Marchand, he said, people watched the trial in your courtroom and the people voted decisively.
Yeah, this is very important to highlight. People know what was happening. The country knows that it was lawfare, that this was silly, that this is important. I am aware that so many Democrats knew that this was a ruse, that this was silly. How is this? How was this a thing? And they say, you are focusing on the wrong things. For example, it's like Kamala's campaign. It was all about nonsense, joy, attack Trump, joy, attack Trump again, joy, attack Trump. That's not how you win a campaign. That's not how you make people vote. So many people on, the left side of the equation will think that they are being treated like, cognitively challenged individuals. And that is never good. That is never good. They realize that all of this, none of this is the right way to fight somebody who has been, especially the hoaxes. You remember all the hoaxes that let's say that I made videos to debunk them, like the very fine people hoax, for example. All that makes the left lose credibility. Makes the left lose credibility by the minute. That is something that we need to address every now and then. Not enough.
I won all 7 swing states. And, as he was saying that, I was thinking about, as I walked into the courtroom, that the only protesters, per se, who were here were Trump supporters. And even as I'm standing here right now, I'm looking into a square and I'm looking at people holding Trump flags. I'm looking at a person who has a sign that says, "Enough is enough. We voted. We don't want this lawfare anymore." And I will note on the audio playback that we're about to get from the court, and so everyone will be able to hear for themselves. It is noteworthy that during the trial, there was no audio, there were no cameras, but for this particular sentencing, Judge Merchan agreed to have audio. I can't help but think it's because he wants the world to hear his voice sentence Donald Trump, because we were not able to have that before.
Yeah, it's part of the propaganda. All this has to do a lot with propaganda and trying to smear him in some way. The thing is that the channels that they had, the left, the big issue that the left has is the same question that they have asked so many times. How can we have some kind of Joe Rogan of the left? And they don't realize that Joe Rogan has always been a bit, to the left, right? They want a channel, since they know that CNN doesn't work anymore, MSNBC doesn't work anymore, all this mainstream media have lost all credibility. The New York Times, the Washington Post, maybe the Washington Post could be saved if Jeff Bezos moves his strings the right way. But once the mainstream media is done, and so many people in the United States realize that all that they spew is lies, then they say, oh, maybe we should go to our ally, Facebook. But it so happens that Mark Zuckerberg, even if I still despise the guy, if I despise Facebook, well, it's making the right moves, okay? It's saying, you know what, we're going to get rid of all the fact checkers. We will be talking about that in a minute. But they don't have a platform. The only thing the left had to have some kind of campaign, to have some kind of propaganda, has lost all credibility. That king, the king of mainstream media, the metaphorical king, is naked in front of everybody, so nobody believes what the left has to say, especially because they have seen that nothing that they say makes any sense. And if their greatest flagships are DEI and trans rights and abortions, that are no policies. So all this only hammers the idea that all of those who have supported common sense, we could say that this is beyond Trump himself. The way that we have supported common sense will prevail in the end. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. And I'm going to highlight your live chat